What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're taking a look at the Sonic takeover on the channel. We are taking a look at Sonic Boom Season 2, which is a sort of TV show which took place on Cartoon Network and Boomerang, so you can go check it out over on there, or you can go check it out on Amazon Prime. When I first watched it, I watched it on Netflix, and last season of Season 1 we took a look at yesterday. We took a look at the first Sonic movie about like 4 or 5 days ago at this point. Took a look at Sonic movie 2 like 3 days ago, and then like 2 days ago we took a look at Sonic like 3, and then, you know, it's just a whole thing. We're taking a look at Sonic on the channel right now, very Sonic orientated. So here is Sonic Boom Season 2, my thoughts and opinions and my review of it. So without any further delay, let's get on to what Google has to say and then move on pretty swiftly, like Sonic, to my thoughts. So Sonic Boom Season 2 came out, I do believe, in like 2017, 2018, and did sort of follow suit to Season 2, but after the introduction of Shadow at the end of Season 1, unfortunately he didn't stay throughout Season 2. We did lose Shadow, but we did get some other characters that we do know and love from the Sonic franchise. I do believe Rouge showed up in Season 2, and Metal Sonic also showed up in Season 2. We have a lot more clips from Sonic Boom that came from Season 2. However, this was the last season, so it didn't get greenlit for a third season because this was very hated by the fans, and I'm not 100% sure why. I thought it was a very interesting take on Sonic, with it having its, again, like I said yesterday, its own original sort of art style and character designs for the characters, which are still unique to this day. Like, we've never had a Sonic design follow these types of designs before, and I do think it is what Sonic is missing and what Sonic could do a little bit better. I do believe these character designs and these sort of special new looks at them, or just having the characters be shown in like different people's eyes, or letting other people have their own sort of shot at designing them, is needed, because I don't know, them walking around in just shoes and gloves kind of feels very Mickey Mouse. So, you know, give them a little bit of a personality and like sort of like environmental storytelling. That would be quite good. We do have this series taking a little bit of a downgrade though, because again, as Season 1 did set up all the characters, they don't really explore the characters as much in Season 2. Again, there is 52 episodes in Season 2, which you can go watch on Amazon Prime. You do have to buy every single episode, which I think fucking sucks, for £1.43, which I personally wouldn't pay for because that shit's expensive. Like, holy shit, like, these episodes are expensive and definitely not worth that much. But, yeah. I personally think that this show was pretty good in Season 1, but Season 2 definitely took a downfall because it set up everything that Season 1 had to offer, but then didn't expand on that throughout Season 2. It just sort of felt very the same. They kept the same sort of character tropes and didn't really expand on any of the characters. I do get that it is a sort of like episode by episode series where nothing really follows on, but give us something for the characters to do, because all of it doesn't feel like an expansion. It doesn't feel like a worthy Season 2. It doesn't feel like we've gone anywhere or gotten anything out of it. Like, the characters haven't developed or learned anything, and the characters are doing the same shit. Like, the villains are doing the same sort of stuff, and it does get stale, especially for 104 episodes of the characters doing the same sort of shit. They do all get their own episodes, again, like we do get Styx, we get Amy, we get Tails, Knuckles having their own like specific episodes about them, but then we also have the joint episodes, and even some episodes where Eggman takes the main focus, and the Eggman episodes fucking suck, I'll tell you that right now. And again, it's just the same characters trying to get revenge on Sonic, trying to sort of like stop Sonic or kill Sonic or do whatever to Sonic, capture him, trap him, take over the island, and then we have Sonic stop them. It is a pretty formulaic pattern that happens, and some of these villains which keep coming back over and over and over again, like the gorilla dude or like the bucktooth beaver dude. I don't fucking remember the names. They're like background characters, so they don't really matter, but they keep coming back and become a constant problem for the characters, and they're not really expanding on their plans. They're just doing the same sort of shit. And I know, like Phineas and Ferb and The Amazing World of Gumball is the type of shows that can get away with that, but I don't really feel like Sonic can, and that's why it didn't get greenlit for a season 3, and it's just repeating old ground, it's treading old ground. It had a lot of speed in season 1, but I feel like it absolutely slammed into a brick wall with season 2, because the progression and the movement didn't feel the same, the jokes didn't hit the same, and they didn't have as a good of a season final as they did with the season 1. Like, they had Shadow show up in the season final of the first one, which was fucking hype, by the way. Again, Shadow is fucking sick. They just didn't have that within the second one. There was no sort of hype, there was no excitement, there was no nothing for this one, and I'm gonna be honest, the voice actors did an absolutely amazing job. The voice actors are incredible in this, and they are quite famous voice actors. I did not expect to see the voice actor for Mirage play Sonic, and there is so many iconic moments from this series, which you can find on TikTok and Instagram, and it is a very funny show. I do think you should go watch it, but season 2 doesn't feel that different from season 1. Like, it feels pretty much identical. You could have put season 2 first and called that season 1, there would have been no difference. Like, it is 52 episodes of the same sort of shit, and that's really it. I'm repeating myself because there's, like, not a lot to say about this season 2. It is just very, very, very similar to season 1, and like I said, you can swap them. You can even mix and match the episodes. You can put some of the episodes from season 1 into season 2, some of the episodes from season 2 into season 1, and it wouldn't have made a difference. It is just like, I want to say like an anthology series, but it's not really like that. It's just individual stories wrapped up in like a 15 to 20 minute little bow, and that's all it needs to be. It achieves what it achieves. Personally, I would have liked a sort of story linear approach at this, but this was put on Boomerang, so it is intended for younger audiences, and obviously younger audiences aren't going to be able to keep up with like some super intense story that spans 104 episodes, but I can. I would have liked that. I would have appreciated that. I would have thought that was cool, you know, give me like a cool story, because these characters have a lot to offer. This series has a lot of potential, and I feel like could have benefited more from being quite linear. We do have stories that can be linear and work as kids shows. Like, we have Ninjago. That's a really good TV show, but it's linear. The episodes can be watched individually, but there is also a greater overarching story. Same with Avatar: The Last Airbender. The episodes can be watched individually. There is some one-off episodes in there, and it does have an overarching story. Same with Pokemon. The episodes work individually, but have an overarching story. And kids eat that shit up. Kids love Pokemon, and kids love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Probably not as much as they did in the past, but like, you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender has had a pretty good resurgence over the past couple of years, especially during lockdown, and I think this series could have done the same. I think it could have done the same. It is better than most of the slop that kids' cartoons have now. Like, Rock, Paper, Scissors is a actual TV show, believe it or not, and like Yellowstone is another actual sort of show which is really shit. I'm gonna be honest, I have actually sat and watched some of the episodes from like Rock, Paper, Scissors and also Yellowstone, and it is just mindless slop that I probably just background noise to most people, I'm gonna be honest. And talking about background noise, Netflix are telling their sort of directors to make series like they're explaining it so people can watch it whilst on their phone and still understand what's happening. And even Sabrina Carpenter had a little bit of a nod to this in her Christmas special, and I feel like that's why we're having pretty shit kids movies and a pretty shit sort of time in kids cartoons, because they're not fully watching it, they're not paying attention to it. It's like something to have on in the background. Like Bluey, that shit is brilliant, some really good messages in that, and it feels like it's like once in a blue moon we get a really good kids cartoon which pops off, and this could have been that, because I actually quite liked it. I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty funny for what it has to offer. It genuinely is very funny and should have some time of day to shine. And if they ever wanted to do something like this again, I would be here for it, and I would be less likely to judge it. I'm going to be honest. I judged Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I first saw the trailer, and I didn't watch it. I then decided to give the movie a shot. Fucking loved it. I hated this when I first saw the trailer drop because it just didn't look like something that I would enjoy. Didn't look like a good TV show that I would normally watch. But then I actually went round and watched it, and it is actually pretty fucking good. So, you know what? Don't always judge a book by its cover. Sometimes you just gotta give it a shot and see if it works out. Sometimes it's a miss, sometimes it's a hit, and sometimes it's a hidden gem. And that's what I think this series is. So, other than that, I don't have much else to say. Season 2 is, again, a little bit of a letdown compared to Season 1, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, but it is still a good series, which I do recommend that you go watch for yourself. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. Hope you all come back again tomorrow for another film review, and I'll see you all later. Alright, bye-bye.